and I don't think I could have hit that any better. That was absolutely flushed, and it's down, and it is slap bang in the centre of the fairway. Right, hello everybody, welcome down to Lacala Golf Resort. I'm Matt Fryer, and in today's lesson we're going to be looking at how you can hit better tee shots. So before we get into that, guys, if this is one of your first lessons on the channel, do make sure that you hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the bell notification so you don't miss any future lessons to help you improve your golf this year. Also, check me out on my social media channels and check Lacala out. Plenty of great golfing stuff going on there. So let's find out how we're going to hit better tee shots. Okay, so as you can see, I'm armed with a selection of clubs here, and this video is going to talk about club selection and shot selection and what we need to do when we get onto the tee to actually be successful in finding the fairway or just getting off it. Now, this is one of my favourite holes down here at Lacala. We're on the Europa course, it's the 13th. It's a 400-yard par 4, and as you can see from this video now, the flyover, it's got a lot of trouble on it in the fairway. It's a big dogleg right to left, so there's some decisions to be made here. Now, as the drone footage goes over there, what we see is something where there is a lot of bunkers. The first bunker's at 210, the next one's at 220, the next one's at 240, and the next one is at 260. And as I stand here and look at this hole now, as we get a glimpse into the distance, I'm actually hitting towards those bunkers. I'm not playing where they would be on the side of the fairway like normal for me. Because I'm going across with it being a dogleg right to left, they are all in straight lines for me. Now, depending on what distance I hit it, I could fall short, hit a really nice shot and aim poorly and find myself in one of those bunkers. So what I've got to do firstly is figure out how far each one goes, and hopefully you should know roughly how far your driver carries, your 3-wood, your hybrid, and maybe even an iron like this. Because then we can start to choose the correct shot. Because for me, a right to left drive, I fade the ball. I'm really comfortable working the ball a bit left to right in the air. So already this hole doesn't quite suit my eye as much. With it working right to left, the fade is just going to take me a little bit more away from my target. But if I were to hit driver and try and fade it, I'm working it towards two bunkers. 240, I generally carry it about 265, so I should carry that one. It's a tiny bit of wind into me today, so if I chose my driver, didn't quite get it, I might get into that one. But then the next bunker, as I'm fading it, is at 260, and I'd be working back towards that one. So I've got double trouble there. I'm working away from the hole and I'm going over two bunkers in one shot. So I've got to make sure I'd hit that shot absolutely perfect. So it puts on a paramount of pressure for me to actually execute the shot, which I might not feel that comfortable doing. If I had a good score going, it might really knock me off my game, that. Then there's the option, I could just take all the bunkers out of play. I could play 200 yards down the fairway here and see that I'd be in the fairway. Pretty simple shot. My 4-iron goes about 210, so I could get towards there and there wouldn't be any drama. Now, if I hadn't been playing that well and it was really tough, I might opt for that shot, but it's probably a little bit too safe for me. Probably a tiny bit too safe. But if you're someone who really struggles off the tee, that could be your go-to area. It starts at about 160 and then has got enough space to run up to about 210 or 220 to the start of that other bunker. So that could be for someone who really struggles. So it might be, even though it's a 400-yard par 4, you might take one of your long irons, get it in play and see you've got that next shot going. For myself, I leave a little bit too much work as well, because then I would have 200 yards back into the fairway. So we've already got rid of 4-iron, we've got rid of driver. Now let's choose between one of these two to see which it would be. So again, as we see over the hole, we've got 210, 220. 220 with a poor rescue might just catch that other bunker, but then I can fly my 3-wood 220 quite easily. 230 generally I would fly it. That leaves me short of the other bunker at 240. It leaves me short of the bunker at 260. It takes out the one at 220 because I'll be playing totally away from it. And now I feel probably confident that 3-wood is going to be the shot for me. So I've selected a club that I feel most confident with, and it was a smart selection because I took into account all the obstacles that I will be facing down the hole, and then I've found a shot and a club that I can work into that fairway. So now I've chose the club I want to hit with. I've now got to choose the type of shot that I'm going to hit with. And like I said, for me, it's a fade. So what I have to do is pick something out in the distance that I'm going to see my ball start on. I try to move it about 5 yards with a fade when I try and do it. So I'd find something that is 5 yards left of my finishing zone, so my landing zone in the fairway. I pick something in the distance, and for me, as the camera stands, there's some flats up in the hill here that I'm going to try and aim at. There's a chimney that sticks out to me, so I'd pick that and then draw a line back down to something that's only about 2 or 3 yards in front of my ball here and get my club face aligned up to that. Once I've done that, then I can build a setup around this close aiming point, because it's a lot easier to do that than it is aiming to something up in the hill in the distance. Then it is a case of putting a committed swing on it. We've done all the right preparation for choosing the shot. We got rid of the clubs that we don't want to be hitting. We made the smart decision that could go in the bunker, this could be too far. We've done that process of elimination and we've come to the one that we're going to stick with. So what we've got to do then is be confident in the club we've chosen and the shot we've chosen. Have a couple of rehearsals behind your golf ball and see that you are going to hit that shot. Be confident in what you're doing. Choose the shot. We've chosen it already. We know that it's the right one. We don't want to be stood over it, doubting it. Oh, should have hit driver here when you're halfway down your swing, because you'll probably bail out and end up steering the ball. You know you've made the right choice. You've got to stick with it. And then one nice thing that I'd like to do with a tee shot. When I see someone hit a really good tee shot, I always think, wow, they look terrifically balanced at the end of it. They flow into a really good follow-through position. They end up holding it almost till the ball touches the ground. The person who looks a bit steery and out of control is all over the place. So go through this whole process and then just think about your rhythm to help you get a nice balanced finish as you make the swing. So for me, I've picked my line. I've got the chimney up in the distance. I've got about a 40-yard landing spot I can hit into. I know that I'm going to cut it 5 yards. Everything's feeling great. Let's see that shot happen. And I don't think I could have hit that any better. That was absolutely flushed, and it's down, and it is slap bang in the center of the fairway. Now for me, if I would have tried hitting driver, I probably would have steered it into some trouble. So by making the smart choice, I've just hit it down the fairway. So when you find yourself on the tee, start to ask yourself some questions. Don't just go for the driver or the club you normally hit on that hole and then end up saying, oh, I always hit it out of bounds here, or I hit it in the trees. Go through the process. If it isn't working already, change it up and start choosing a better shot for you. Even if you're left with a little bit longer, if you're on the fairway, you can hit 7-iron and something, a chip on, as opposed to a chip out the trees, then something else out of bounds or whatever it may be. It'll be a lot easier from the fairway, guys. So I hope this tip has liked you. I hope you've enjoyed the lesson. If you have, do remember to hit the thumb on the bottom there to give me a big thumbs up. Also, remember, like I said, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future lessons to help you improve your game. As well, go and check out all the videos that I've done with Lecala to help them celebrate their 30th anniversary of the resort opening. It really is a fantastic place, and there's a link in the description below to see all the offers that they have on at the moment. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you soon in another lesson, and hopefully in the middle of the fairway.